Hello and welcome to my voice! This is kind of a tough subject to talk about because I've always been super self-conscious about the stories I write. In 12th grade, for my art class final project, I wrote a whole comic that was probably 100 pages long, but I was too embarrassed to show anyone. At the art showcase, I only displayed like 2 pages, and even then I was mortified. In university, we had a senior thesis film, which is just a fancy way to say you have to animate a short movie and present it to everyone. And yeah, that was a harrowing experience as well, because I don't write well under deadline, and the final script was so messy and so full of confusing moments that I basically cringed my whole way through the screening. To be fair, I am proud that I actually finished the film on time. I won't allow myself to be so negative about myself. But anyway, even though I did post a video on my channel, and yes, it's still there, I refuse to talk about it to anyone. You want me to explain it? Oh, sorry, suddenly I have an appointment in 5 minutes and I gotta go, bye! The point is, I don't like sharing my writing. I'm afraid people will make fun of me, and I just wanted to keep it my own thing for a while. I wrote in secret, I wrote on my phone, and I know for a fact my mom watches my videos. So hey mom, remember all those times you asked me what I was doing in my room and I always just said nothing? Well, I was writing. I was putting my original ideas down on digital paper and I was telling no one about it. So now you might be thinking, if you're so hankered up about not sharing your writing, then why are you even making this video? Well, I hinted at it in the last video, so now I'm pressured to do it. And also, this is the first time I've gotten so close to actually finishing a writing project that I'm bursting at the seams to tell people about it. Now, to be clear, I haven't been keeping my writing a secret from everyone. I keep a semi-active writing account on good old Tumblr, and I've made some writing friends there too. And it's super encouraging to see what other fellow writers are up to, and it's just nice to be able to talk to other people about the woes of writing. And honestly, it helped me gain more confidence about sharing my writing at all. So anyway, what exactly do I write? When I was like 17, I tried some fanfiction, but I never got past more than a few paragraphs. I just wasn't vibing with it because these characters aren't mine. It's hard for me to get into their headspace, and I mentioned this in my previous video, but I would just prefer to work on my own ideas rather than somebody else's. So I've been writing original stuff. I started with science fiction and mostly stuck with it through the years. I was not very good. I had trouble describing basic things or having proper flow of narration, and every character was just kind of edgy and sassy. And they were all teenagers for some reason, but they were doing things that teenagers definitely couldn't do, like having government jobs or being master assassins. But I didn't give up. The best way to improve your writing is literally just to keep writing. No amount of writing tips was going to help me if I didn't just keep working on my craft. For a long time, my main project was Aphelion, which is very inspired by Stranger Things and Firefly in that it's about a kid with psychic powers being hunted by the government. Also, there's space involved. Specifically, it's about a 13-year-old boy with the power to win an interplanetary war but refuses to cooperate, and a 23-year-old smuggler/scavenger who is hired to rescue him. There's a lot I'm skipping over here because this isn't the project I was hinting at in my previous video, but basically this is a huge sci-fi project that I've been tinkering with for what has to be 8 years now, and there's a lot of ground to cover, a lot of world building and character work and action scenes, and at some point, trying to juggle it all was just too exhausting. I decided to take a break from it in 2021 to start a new, smaller project. Enter my secret project, you are now entering Suddens. This is a story also based on that kid with superpowers being hunted by shady people trope, but with a more gentle approach on the sci-fi front. I always liked comparing it to I Am Not Okay With This in that there are superpowers involved, but it's more about the characters dealing with their relationships and mental struggles, and their superpower is more a manifestation of that frustration. This actually started out as 2 separate stories, Untitled Danny Project and a short film idea simply called Suddens. Untitled Danny Project was a webcomic idea I developed when we had to design a character for school, but it never really went anywhere aside from the first chapter. It was about a kid, with superpowers of course, who loses their caretaker while on the run, and now they have to navigate life on their own. Suddens is about a kid with some kind of monster or demon living in her head, I don't know, I never thought about it long enough to figure it out, and she escapes the cult that worships her along with a fellow cult member named Zahira in order to find a place to release this monster. This story was more developed than Untitled Danny Project. In fact, I briefly considered changing my senior film to this, But I never did much with it because it was inspired by the movie Midnight Special, and Suddens just felt way too similar to be interesting to me. So there I was, burnt out from Aphelion, looking for something else to work on, and I came across these two ideas, both incomplete but maybe, if I combined them, and thus You Are Now Entering Suddens was born. I kept the character of Danny as well as their losing their caretaker story from Untitled Danny Project, and Zahira from Suddens because I liked the way I drew her and the road trip aspect. This was planned to be a novella, just a short little thing I could work on to release the burnout I had from Aphelion, but it has gone way past the novella threshold of 40,000 words and is now over 60,000 words long. Here's the new story. 11-year-old Danny has been on the run with her caretaker Marissa for 2 years now, on the run from people who want to cut Danny apart and take their superpower. But now Marissa is dead, and consumed by grief, Danny only has one goal: to reach Suddens, a small town holding secrets, answers, and most importantly, closure. With the help of recent college dropout Zahira, the two embark on their strange little road trip. But there's something Danny isn't telling Zahira, and it's a secret that changes everything. So this is my progress so far. I've gotten past the first draft, which is a huge mishmash of scenes and ideas and a very loose structure. I've gotten past the second draft, where I tied the plot down and focused on making it an actual complete story, ignoring the actual quality of the writing for now. And right now, I actually just finished the third draft, which was the polished pass, where I'm ironing out all the wrinkles and plot holes and making it ready for the next step, which is critiques. That's when I'll look for some beta readers to look it over and make sure it makes sense, leave some notes, and then I'll get to the final draft, which should wrap the story up neatly. But what are my plans with it afterwards? I'm not really aiming for a mass market or traditional publishing, so I'm going to self-publish it, at least for now. I'm planning to upload it bit by bit online, and then eventually I'll have physical copies printed and possibly ebooks for purchase. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. I'm super excited to share this with everyone, and also super nervous, and now my family knows I'm writing stuff and they're gonna make fun of me. Anyway, are you a writer? Have you published anything? Do you have any tips for a newbie self-publisher like me? Please let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!